This is something I've been interested in for a long time, a solar generator. Let's take a look at the Kodiak made by Inergy. I've been interested in a solar generator for quite some time now. I've actually had two experiences where, man, had I had one of these, it would have come in extremely handy. And just from an overall preparedness standpoint, something like this is going to be extremely valuable. Quickly, the two things that my wife and I went through when we were first married during the middle of the winter, we had a power outage and we lost power for 2 weeks. So took us some navigating around that situation, but we made it through. The second one was a wildfire that came up over the mountain down towards our house. It was a house that we lived in many years ago. I'll roll in some footage, you can tell that it's old footage, that I took from my porch of this fire marching up and over. There was mandatory evacuation for many of the neighborhoods around us. We were on a suggested evacuation, but I'll tell you, it was close and it was something else to watch this thing come over. So from a natural disaster perspective, one of these units, to be able to have that much power with you, especially this one, and how light this unit is, we'll talk about that later, and be able to take it on the go, very, very much of interest to me. With that said, let's go ahead and take a closer look. Here's some examples of what I use to charge this thing. I've been testing it for a while, but I've got my laptop, got a radio, rechargeable flashlight, of course a phone, and a power bank, as well as another flashlight. And you can see that I've got a lot of extra ports here. But let me go ahead and unplug all this stuff so we can get a clean look at the front of the Kodiak. Starting on the left-hand side, we have a 30 amp RV plug, and then we have 6 110 volts. This comes in very handy. A lot of times, especially with a big family like mine, or if you have kids, there's a lot of stuff to plug in. Here you've got the two 12 volt DC car sockets, 4 USB outlets. This is going to be your display with your power on button. You can see there is a slight hum as the fan kicks on for the unit. And then underneath you have a power strip, or a power indicator rather, in the form of these lights. Red meaning you're almost out, orange close, green you're still pretty good, and then you have this blue one here saying that this is fully charged at this point. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about the display and what the numbers are at this time. Rather, I'm going to keep it high level. This is the area that I focus on. It's a 12 volt battery, so I can see here 12.21 that I'm fully charged, as well as the blue light indicating I've got a fully charged battery. Underneath, currently right now it reads 8.9 watts, 9.0 watts. So with the unit powered on, it is drawing 9 watts just to turn on the lights here, and run the unit. These two ports are what they call base camp LED ports. They're a 50 watt max output per port. Basically, they do have some base camp LEDs that you can plug in there. They also have a base camp LED that you can plug into the USB. But from what I understand, the USB ones are not chainable. So the ones you can plug in here, you can actually chain together, and you can put, I think, up to 10 of those camp lights together. And turning the unit to the side, what we have here is this is the input. So if you wanted to charge this using your normal wall plug, you'd take that unit, plug it into the wall, plug it into this, and then this light will come on indicating that your unit is charging. These down here are external battery bank connections. So you can actually get additional batteries and connect them to this battery, extending your power. One thing to note with that though, the more batteries you chain to this, and you can chain a lot, but consider the fact that the longer time it will take to charge. But I believe this is the only unit on the market where you can actually daisy chain extra batteries to maximize your power. One thing I like about that is, will I do it? No, I may or may not, but the option is there. If I ever want to really grow this system down the road, that gives me that option. What this unit is right here, this is another plug. So if you have some solar panels, you'll connect the wire to the solar panels and you'll plug it in here to charge the unit. Or if you have a car charger, so if you're driving somewhere, you plug it into your car via the alternator, essentially just how your car works, then you'll plug it in here. That will also charge the unit. With all the items plugged in that you currently see here, I am drawing a total of 34 watts out of this unit. Now what the unit is rated for is 1500 continuous watts. What I have found is I actually plugged in a space heater into this that was rated at 1000 watts. So it's drawing 1000 watts from this unit, and it really taxed the system. It worked and it was going, but it drained the battery quite quickly. Not completely, but also the internal fans, the extra fans, man, they were going on overdrive. So it could do it, but just think about if you're going to be running a microwave or something like that. Generally speaking, a microwave is going to run for a short amount of time, so that would probably work very well. But a space heater, for example, what I would rather use is an electric blanket. An electric blanket, to get that heat, is going to draw far less juice from your battery and is going to utilize that energy much better. Something else to note about this is right now, obviously with the power on, simple one button operation, everything is live here. Everything has juice going to it. Now, if I turn this off, I lose power from my USBs and my 110s, and of course the RV plug here on the side. However, these plugs and the cigarette lighters here, the 12 volts, these remain live. Now, why is that helpful knowledge? Because to turn this on, just to have it on, you're going to be using about 14 watts, somewhere around there, just to power everything. So if really all you needed at that time was to charge your phone, then I've actually got this plugged in. I can charge the phone with the cigarette lighter and not use that extra wattage. So that way you can conserve some of that in an actual emergency situation. The battery inside is a lithium ion. It can take up to about 2,000 charges. It also has an overcharge protection. So what I do is I plug it into the wall at night. I let it charge, as I've been testing it so much. I just let it charge overnight, and then when I'm ready, I come down, I unplug it, boom, done. Another thing they recommend is if you're going to store this, you're just putting it aside for emergency situations, is they recommend checking every 3 months. What I do is I just set a reminder in my phone, reoccurring reminder, boom, hey, charge this thing. So that's my plan with it. Now, more plans I have with this is hunting. When I go up hunting, I'll take this. When I go up camping, I'll take this. There are a lot of things that I could utilize this for when I go up camping. I actually use this power bank quite a bit, this small little portable one, but with a big family such as mine, I'll tell you what, it's pretty taxing on this little guy. So to have this up there, it's going to be fantastic. So this thing has been a lot of fun. I've tested it with a refrigerator. My refrigerator is one of the about mid-sized refrigerators. Lasted, I don't know, it was over 24 hours that was plugged into this and kept going. Next test I want to do is a full-size refrigerator, see how long it'll last there. But like I said, this is a high-level overview. I've done some testing and got a good feel for it. There's still a lot of things I want to flesh out, but this is something I'm really excited for. I enjoy the preparedness mindset, and this certainly fits into that wheelhouse. Another thing with this is pretty unique in comparison to what's out there on the market for a couple of reasons. One of the biggest is how much power you get for how little weight this is. Generally, generators can be pretty big and heavy. This thing is about 20 pounds. It's that easy to lift. Now, why is that important? Well, it's very portable. Like I said, those very standard things that I'm going to be using it a lot for, I can just pick that thing up, throw it in the car, throw it in the truck, boom, we're off into the mountains, and I've got a lot of power here that's very easy to move. Also, these ports, this is one of the smallest units out there, and with 6 ports on it, with these 6 110 volts these normal plugs that you have. We utilize those a lot. The ability to daisy chain extra batteries in there. There's not a unit out on the market at this time that you can do that with either. So this offers a lot of interesting and awesome features in a very small, powerful package. So I've loved it so far. I can't wait to test this thing more. Honestly, guys, this type of stuff is right up my alley. I've really enjoyed it. I've plugged additional items in there, all lights. So what I've got powered on using lights, not this light, but I've got this light. This is also an extra piece from Energy that you can purchase. There's a USB one, and of course there's some that plug into this model, these plugs here that are chainable. And then I've also plugged in, this is my system for lighting. I just scrounge up things I can from the house, and this one. So I've plugged in those 3 additional lights, and to give you an idea, now I'm drawing 357 watts from the unit. Now we're having some fun. What I ended up doing, my battery on my camera is getting kind of low, so I plugged it in. And we also have an electric blanket. That's what this unit is for. Plugs into here. And we're currently sitting at 356 watts. So I'm going to turn this on right here. We'll make sure it's high, 356, and now we jumped up to 531. So just shy of 200 watts that blanket is pulling. That is a lot better, like I discussed earlier, than a 1,000-watt space heater. This unit runs about $1,800, but Energy has been very, very kind to my viewers, and they're offering you guys a 20% discount if you want to purchase one of these. All you need to do is go on their website, purchase the unit, and in the coupon code, enter Crockett20. That's CROCKET 20, and you'll get 20% off the unit when you purchase. So thank you, Energy. That is very awesome. I love being able to pass on discounts like that to my viewers. So hopefully that discount can help you guys out in purchasing one of these things, save you some money. Thanks again for watching. I always appreciate it. We'll see you.